Welcome back to another One Community Conversation. I'm Byron Lazine, today with Yola Sinclair from One and Company. Super pumped to have Yola on her first One Community Conversation. And our guest today is Lisa Bragaw from Zen and Now Wellness Center. Lisa, thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your day to join us.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for asking me to join.
Well, Yola really asked you. I mean, Yola was the connector to this one here.
Yeah.
I'm glad I could connect. She's doing a lot for the community.
So Lisa, tell us what you do at Zen and Now and what you guys are doing to help support the community during these trying times.
Yeah, so Zen and Now is a yoga and fitness wellness center, and we are closed at the moment for classes. We actually closed before we were mandated to close because we just felt we wanted to keep our community safe and healthy, because our goal is to keep people healthy, and work towards wellness. So it's really hard when there's trying times, when there's a crisis. People band together and they want to help. That's just our human nature, most of us. And it's so hard here in this situation because we're being asked to stay away from each other. And so people are just kind of looking for any way that they could get together and help the community. And I have a friend who's also a yoga instructor. She did her training through our studio, and she's an Episcopal priest in Willimantic. And she asked me just to get some donation of yoga mats, because she has a homeless population. Most of her parish is homeless and very poor. And so she asked for some yoga mats because the shelter was going to close to allow social distancing, and these people were going to have to be outside in tents. And so she wanted the yoga mats to provide some insulation and cushioning underneath the tents. The outpouring of help was amazing. We set up some boxes outside of the studio, and we got so many things, not only yoga mats, but tents and warm clothing and sleeping bags and food and so many things. So the community is just amazing. They banded together, and the people who have received these gifts are just thrilled. They're over the top thrilled with the outpouring of compassion and support, and they don't feel so alone anymore.
Has this surprised you how quickly our communities have come together during this time?
No, I really, like I said, I think people are kind of chomping at the bit to do something. We kind of feel lost. Yeah. What can we do? And it's, scary times, trying times, and people want to do what they can to help people that are less fortunate.
So Zen and Now, usually yoga when you're in full swing, and is that the...
We have other things. We have yoga and indoor cycling, like spinning, and TRX and fitness. And sorry?
That's what I do, spinning at your studio. I love it.
Yeah, we do a lot of spinning. So we're missing our community. I have friends that their spouse has offered to buy them a Peloton, and they're like, please don't. That's my community. That's my time to be with other people. Please don't.
The Pelotoners have been social distancing for a while.
Yeah. And our spinners we're missing each other. We're missing our community, the yoga community, the cycle community. We try to bring it all together.
Well, Peloton is still, you can get some of that stuff done virtually on Peloton and kind of still be with your same crew. So there's certainly a benefit to that. What are your members doing right now to stay engaged with their health?
We've offered some online classes. I've put some meditations and some all-level practices out on YouTube right now. We're going to work towards doing Zoom classes, and I'm hoping to launch one tonight or tomorrow morning will be our first one. And so people can actually practice together. We can see each other in the gallery and be a community while social distancing at the same time.
My sister, Vanessa, who works...
system and our keeping stress down, keeping us grounded, keeping us level-headed, but it also helps to boost our immunity and keep our immune system nice and robust. If we were to be infected, we would be able to fight it better.
My sister, Vanessa, who works with Yola and I, she's been doing some Facebook Live through Zoom yoga. She's really big into yoga. I've only done it a couple times. I'm terrible. There is a possibility of being terrible at yoga. Vanessa says you can't be terrible at yoga. It's not a win-lose thing, but I go in there and I'm ranking myself off of all these others who are so much ahead of me in yoga. And I'm like, geez, I'm just terrible. I can't do this anymore. Oh, did we lose Lisa? Might have lost Lisa.
Where is she?
She might have had some this is, this is one of the things you deal with here, Yola, in the virtual streaming world. Maybe she had an interruption in her internet, but Yola, who connected Lisa with us, here she is. Lisa's back.
It dropped for some reason.
Like, Yola, you're not doing your spinning right now. Is there something? I know you're walking the dog, Lily. Is there something you're doing to keep your wellness up?
I have been doing some at-home online courses. I've been doing bar, I've been doing Pilates, and am definitely going to do the yoga class that Lisa's offering. I can't do spin. I don't have a Peloton, but I don't want to. I want to come to the studio, so I'll be waiting for that to reopen. And yes, I'm walking Lily all the time.
I know, you're always walking Lily. That's good. Lily needs it. Lily's got a lot of energy bottled up.
She does. She does.
Lisa, what are like your top what are your top tips for everyone to stay healthy? Like, I've heard, eat your vitamins, take some zinc. Like, what are your top tips for people to make sure health is a priority right now?
Yeah, well, as a pharmacist and as a yoga and fitness instructor, I think moving your body is so important. Hydrating, rest. We have the opportunity now to get more rest, to make good choices in what we eat. Healthy eating, nourishing your body, your mind, your spirit, and just really elevating the vibe. If we get into that cycle of fear and, chaos,
Right.
all the drama, then that actually lowers our immune response. And if we can raise the vibe and feel better, I put a daily energy routine that I do every morning up on YouTube on our Zen and Now Wellness YouTube page. And it's kind of silly. It's like some funny, just silly movements, but it feels so good. And every morning I do it, and it just raises my vibe. I get more energetic. I feel more balanced. I feel more grounded, and I'm just really more prepared to handle whatever comes my way. It's hard to find zinc right now because everybody went over, the media said, go get zinc, and people all went and got zinc.
I already had it. I was lucky.
Boost your immune system, but you can get it in food. You can get your nutrition out of, highly dense nutrients.
Great. I like that you said keeping the negativity out of your life. So would that include, like, don't watch the news? Would you prescribe not watching the news during this time?
I'd be careful of how much news you watch, especially before bedtime, because this is a time where people are panicking. They're not sleeping. They're fearful of their own health. They're fearful of their neighbors, their family members that they can't go to. We had a conference call yesterday with our yoga teacher trainees, and one of the trainees is sick, and she's so alone. She said nobody will come to her because they're afraid to get it, and she doesn't even know if she has it. She just has like a mild fever and some stomach issues, but she's just more isolated and lonely. And everybody in the group was like, I'll drop stuff off at your step. I'll give you chicken soup, and I'll drop off some, magazines. And so we're trying to band together and support each other. But watching the news right before bedtime, even for just sleep hygiene, watching TV before bed is not a great idea, regardless of what you watch. But if watching things that causes anxiety right before bed is not a good idea. But you want to be informed. You want to be knowledgeable. I would just be careful of where you get your news from. For coronavirus and COVID-19, I would recommend the more up-to-date resources like the CDC is probably the best source. I would go through the CDC or Department of Public Health sites as opposed to watching, other news channels that are kind of hyping it up and creating some panic.
I think it's safe to say that in the last 2 weeks, all of us have probably had a panic moment where we're like refreshing all day. And you realize after a half a day or a day of doing that's going to be completely non-productive to your mindset long-term as we get through this. But there are people that are falling into that pattern, that momentum of consistently checking what's the next update every single hour. And then you do end up living in a whirlwind of drama and fear. And that'll probably be more detrimental to your health than anything you can eat, any activity you can do, because our mind is such a powerful tool, and that's using it the wrong way.
Yes, absolutely. And you don't feel well when you're in that vibe. And there's a balance between being realistic and, living up in the clouds.
Absolutely.
Focusing on the positives. We live in such a beautiful community. focusing on the good things we do have, this slowing down, having time to walk your dog, to be, able to connect with people by the technology that we're so fortunate that we have. We couldn't do this, in a different age.
Where do you live, Lisa?
I live in Nyantic.
You live in Nyantic. Yola lives in Nyantic. I mean, that's the perfect example.
You just live in Nyantic.
I used to live in Nyantic. Yep, I don't anymore, but I used to. I love Nyantic. We have an office there. Have a lot of passion for Nyantic, East Lyme, everything the town's done. Not only recently but over the years. Just one of the best well-run towns in New London County. But all of our great towns in New London County or up and down the shoreline, we have the advantage of living in these small little shoreline communities where there's not a lot of people. And so we can still get outside. We can still move around. Like today looks like it was supposed to rain. Now it looks like it could be a really nice day. We have a huge advantage over our location in comparison to what people are going through in the cities.
Me too, but I have a friend who teaches yoga to women in prison in Salt Lake City, and she's actually taught teacher trainings there, so the inmates can teach each other. Wow. And there's one woman there, she's been in prison since she was, I think, 19, and she's in for life, no chance of parole. And I've watched her there was a TED Talk she was on, and she's like, I find joy every day. So even in the most dire situations, we can find joy. Joy is something that's inside of us. Happiness may depend on something outside of us. Like if I get this, if I get that job, if I lose these pounds, if I whatever, then I'll be happy. But joy is something we have inside us, and it's a choice. We can choose to be grateful for the things we do have. And even if we are sick, we can be thankful that we have community, we have medications, we do have, the ability where some people can't to get well. But we can also prevent it. And we've been given this gift right now to isolate and to protect ourselves and our neighbors. And so, it's nice that people are listening to that and trying to flatten the curve and allow the healthcare system to try to stay ahead of things or stay on top of things.
Yeah, if people can find joy in prison, then we should find it pretty easy to find joy in our beautiful shoreline communities.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Lisa Bragaw from Zen and Now. And that's in Waterford, not Nyantic, right?
It's in Nyantic.
It's in Nyantic.
Oh, it is in Nyantic. I'm sorry. It's in Nyantic. Yola's a member. Lots of members. And so where can people find more information about Zen and Now and what you guys are doing to support the community?
Yeah, we're on Instagram and on Facebook. We have a YouTube channel. Our website is zenandnowct.com. Zen is Zen and ZenAndNowct.com. And our online schedule will be updated shortly with our live Zoom classes that people can sign up for and participate in.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you. Thanks, Byron.
Really appreciate your time and look forward to you guys getting back to full swing. We're going to all get through this, and we got to do what we can right now with what we have to work with. So looking forward to the Zoom. When those get released, Yola, you'll be on the lookout because I know you're going to be participating. We want to make sure we drop that link into these comments. So if people watch this video later on down the road and they want to find you and the Zoom link, they'll be able to do that.
Yes, and there's boxes out front of Zen and Now that people can drop off goods for.
Yeah, and I do have a list of things that they are looking for because they have so many tents and blankets and warm clothes right now. But what we're trying to do, they're putting it's a collaborative effort between the Covenant Soup Kitchen in Willimantic and the No Free Shelter. So the homeless people are allowed to come in and take showers in the shelter. They're trying to limit how many people can come in at one time. They have porta potties allowed, but what they are looking for is they're creating survival bags for each person. There's about 40 people, and they're looking to add protein, like snack size protein things like tuna fish or granola bars, soft granola bars preferably, just to help sustain them, but also treats, to have something that's a little fun, maybe candy, not a lot of candy, but stuff like that. Clementines or apples, just something that makes them feel like they can open their bag and be like, oh yay, I have a treat. Individually packaged nuts, stuff that's fun, but mostly if they're looking for nutritious things. They're also looking for bug spray and small flashlights that take AA or AAA batteries, as well as double and AAA batteries. any kind of plasticware or paper goods and takeout containers, because the problem now is with the soup kitchen. The soup kitchen, the meal center is able to provide them food, but it's a different format. They are picking up curbside, and so the amount of food that they're getting is actually a lot less. Toilet paper and paper towels and tissues we know are hard to get, but if you happen to have extras, they are looking for those, especially the small packets of tissues, baby wipes and cleaning wipes, shampoo, like stuff you get at the hotel. If you have stuff, you've been at a hotel recently and you grab the shampoo and bars of soap, those little bars of soap, they're looking for things like that as well. And they're so appreciative of everything that people have done.
What's the address again for drop-offs?
It's 170 Flanders Road in Niantic. It's the Midway Plaza. It's in front of Zen and Now. We have some boxes out front, and we're picking up daily and bringing them up to Willimantic.
Midway Plaza's looking good too. Shout out to Garbati Builders, just redid the roof over there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, they've done such a nice job.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. All right, so Zen and Now located in Niantic, right in the Midway Plaza, and you can do drop-offs right there to help the soup kitchen. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yola.
Thanks, Lisa. Be well, stay healthy.
Stay healthy, yes.